guys, welcome back to another video. So today, I don't know why I feel like I'm yelling. Am I yelling? You need to tone it down. But today we are going to be going ahead and talking about eyeshadow, prepping for eyeshadow, my techniques that I use, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and just get started. I've already done my brows off camera and I kind of cleaned them up underneath them. And to be honest, I'm not having the best brow day, so just pretend like they're not even there, okay? Just ignore the brows. But moving on. So for eyeshadow, I used to be someone who used eyeshadow primer. But to be honest, I always found that my eyeshadow was creasing throughout the day no matter what I did. So now I just use my concealer. Concealer works perfectly fine for me. And I use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Sometimes my eyelids can get a little bit oily. So I find that using a drier concealer just helps them not get so oily. And my eyeshadow, I haven't noticed any problems with my eyeshadow as far as it creasing. So that's just what I use and what works for me. Like I said, I used to use actual eyeshadow primer, but it didn't really do much for me, at least. Before trying to use like cruelty-free products, I was using the Lorac eyeshadow primer. And that one didn't do much of anything for me. So I just started using my concealer. Because not only does it's a good base for eyeshadow to stick to, it also covers any like discoloration of my eyelids. When blending out the concealer for the eyeshadow, I try to go a little bit outwards, like toward my temple, just so that way if I decide to wing out the eyeshadow, there's already concealer there for the shadow to stick to. And I also make sure to go like really in here in the nose area. And I'm just going to bring it up on here too, whatever is left. I'm not going to add any more. I always do my eyeshadow or do my eyes before I do my face makeup, just in case I mess up or obviously I get fallout. I don't already have a base on. Also, there'll be some times where I'm doing an eyeshadow look and then I hate it and I want to take it off. And it's just easier to take off when you don't already have a base on and just start all over from scratch. So I always do my eyes before my face. I don't set my concealer once I put it down. I like a tacky base for the eyeshadow to really stick to, and for the colors to pop out a lot more than they would if I had set my eyelids. So I don't set them at all. I used to set them, but not anymore. So for today, I'm going to use the Anastasia and Alyssa Edwards palette in order to showcase how the eyeshadow sticks to the concealer. I feel like it's best to use bold colors. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into some of these here. Oh. So when applying eyeshadow in the crease, I like to go in with a small kind of, a small fluffy brush, if that makes any sense. This is a Morphe M506. This is a good brush, and also this one, the M507, again from Morphe. Let me see here. So you can see they're almost similar. The 506, this one here is just a little bit more fluffier than this one. This one is a bit more tapered. So again, this is the 506 and then this is a 507. I love both of these brushes. Another good brush is this one, again from Morphe, the M562. It's so good. So that's a good brush. So I do like to start off with applying shadow with one of these brushes. I'm not gonna go too into the makeup as far as like too much like detail, because I just want to focus this on like technique and whatnot, and you know, what have you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take a shade here. I'm gonna use the shade Dream It, and probably should zoom you guys in. So I'm gonna take that shade and I'm just going to pat it in the crease. This is a technique that I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, where they kind of start off with the darker shade and then work their way to the lighter shade, instead of working the opposite way. And I was always so intimidated by this method, but to be honest, I just kept practicing and I got the hang of it, and I can't see myself doing it any other way. And this way you really do just get the most payoff of the darkest shade as well. I'm not using swiping motions just yet. I'm just kind of stamping it in. And once you have pretty much all the pigment down, with that same brush, I just kind of go back in and blend it a little bit. I think I'm just going to keep the eye shape brown. I'm not going to pull the eyeshadow out too far. Taking a little bit of a brighter shade. This is the shade HOE. I'm gonna blend out the edges just a little bit with this. Sometimes, if I'm honest with you, I don't even use a lighter shade. I'll just blend out that dark shade, and it leaves like such a pretty gradient effect from like dark blue to light blue. You don't even need a second color. And you can always take a bigger a bigger brush and just blend out the edges. I don't have any more product on this brush though. It's just a clean brush. Stained, but clean. I'm going to go back in with that blue and kind of go back into that crease. I like to go back and forth between the smaller brush and a bigger brush like this one, just to make sure it blends out as even as possible. I'm going to cover my whole lid with the blue shade. So I'm just taking a flatter brush and just packing that on. I was going to do a cut crease, but I feel like this video is more so just how to make your eyeshadow pop and stick to your eyelid as much as possible. So I'm going to skip a cut crease today and just do this for now. And then I'm going to go back in with that smaller brush and just blend out that edge a little bit. I want to kind of add a bright inner corner color. So I'm going to take just a little bit of concealer on this brush and tap that in. Not too crazy, just a small amount. just so that way now that color that we're going to put down has something to stick to as well, because there's a little bit blue in that area, but you just want this color to really stick and stand out. So I'm just going to pop in a little bit of a base for it. And then for that color, I'm going to go in with the yellow called Brick Road. I'm going to pop that in. This is probably not the right brush. I don't know why I was using a brush like this. I need a smaller, more dense brush, which I don't have a clean one. Someone to clean my brushes for me, I will literally pay you. Just kidding. I don't have the money to pay you. I decided just to use this like spongy brush. It's kind of like a sponge, like one of those sponges that you used to get in makeup palettes. It works really good for like packing on the pigment, you know. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do this eye off camera, because I think you got the gist for now, I guess. I hope this video is even like helpful. I feel like it's probably gonna be a short one, but to be honest with you, eyeshadow is, to me, it's like not that difficult. It's not that complicated. Like, it can be really easy if you just practice. Okay. You can make one shadow look like 3, I feel. So don't be scared, just practice. I'm gonna go ahead and do this eye off camera, and then we'll be right back, and we're gonna go ahead and finish the lower lash line. Okay, so I went ahead and I did the rest of my face off camera, and I also applied glitter to my eyelids. I didn't include any of that because I feel like that's not the point of this video. But now we're gonna go ahead and focus on the lower lash line. I've tried a couple things on the lower lash line before in the past. I'm not one of those people who can do the lower lash line without any type of base underneath it. I know I've seen videos before, people doing their lower lash line completely bare before they do their foundation routine, and that I cannot do that. I don't know why. It's just not for me. But what I have also tried is, before going in with foundation, I have done my concealer on my lower eye area. And I tried not setting that and doing the eyeshadow right on top of that. Kind of the same concept as the upper eyelid. I thought that maybe it would showcase the eyeshadow a lot better while also setting the concealer at the same time, but that is like not the case, at least for me. My under eyes is still creased like a whole ton. So since that didn't quite work out, now I kind of just do the eyeshadow, the under. Why can't I not speak today? Oh my god. So since that didn't work out, now I just kind of do my lower lash line after everything. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. What I think I'm gonna do though is apply some white eyeliner underneath. Sometimes I do this when I really want the eyeshadow to pop. In this case, I'm gonna do it because I'm using blue shadow and I really want it to, like, you know, pop. So I'm gonna apply this in my waterline as well as a little bit underneath my lashes. This is from Wet n Wild. I believe it's their fantasy makers or whatever. Around like Halloween time they come out with these things. I'm using this one because I can't find my NYX one. So I pop that in the inner eye area thing. I don't know what's wrong with me, you guys. I can't speak now. I mean, I can never speak, but so there we go. Now I'm going to take just that same blue shadow. I was going to add purple to the lower lash line, but I feel like maybe that'd be too much with the yellow already in the inner corner. So I'm going to take the blue shadow. And I'm going to kind of like tilt my head down a little bit so to avoid as much fallout as possible. I'm going to smoke this out. I'm going to go ahead and apply glitter to the lower lash line as well because I have some left in this little lid. So I'm going to just try to use it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that, I guess, now here with you guys. I'm gonna take some glitter glue on a brush. This is the glitter primer from NYX. And also this glitter is from NYX as well. It's called Blue, but as far as like number wise go, I guess that's the only name of it, Blue. And then it's GL kind of hard. Oh, I don't know why I almost flipped that over. GLI01. Alright guys, well that is the end of this video. I hope that this was somewhat helpful for you. Other than that, I really like the way the eyeshadow came out. At least as far as how it looks. The look, I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I came, this like happened, and I think that it's actually a really nice holiday or New Year's Eve look. So, you know, and yeah, that is pretty much it. I do want to do some holiday looks before, you know, like Christmas and New Year's come up. So hopefully I get to do those. Also, I never ever say this, but make sure you do follow me on Instagram because sometimes I will post a look on there that doesn't have or doesn't make it onto YouTube. So that also might happen as far as me doing holiday looks. Sometimes it is just a bit easier to sit down, do a makeup, take a picture and post it rather than sit down, film, edit, post it. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you do follow me on there. I'll have it here on the screen, and I will also have it down below. I will try to put the link down below, and I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you already are, thank you so much from the bottom of my itty bitty heart, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.